We are here tonight with steel tycoon and philanthropist, Andrew Carnegie. Mr. Carnegie, tell us how you got started in the steel industry.
In 1848, when I was 13, I came to America from Scotland. I worked in a factory, and then as a telegraph operator. In 1853, I began working with the Pennsylvania Railroad, where I learned a lot about business and running a railroad. I began doing quite well with investments and eventually got into the steel industry. I built a steel plant in Pennsylvania. We began converting iron to steel using a new process that was started in England.
And what did you do to revolutionize the steel industry?
First of all, I believed in keeping my costs down. I hired the best people I could find in the industry but kept wages low. I made sure that I owned everything that went into the process of manufacturing steel. I owned everything from the raw materials to the railroads for transporting the steel. I used the latest technology along with business sense that I had learned working at the railroad. I was able to sell steel for a lower price than other manufacturers. We were able to produce the steel faster and we became the largest steel manufacturer in the world.
We have heard many things, but can you please tell us exactly what happened at the Homestead Strike of 1892?
Well, we lowered the wages at the steel plant in Homestead, Pennsylvania. The workers went on strike. Though I was not there at the time, I regrettably supported my plant manager, Henry Frick. Fights broke out when guards were called in and some lost their lives.
That is unfortunate. Why did you sell Carnegie Steel?
I sold the steel company to United States Steel Corporation for more than $200 million. I wanted to use the money to help others. I always say, the man who dies rich, dies disgraced. I want my money to be used to help others help themselves.
And you certainly have done that. You have donated millions to the New York Public Library and other libraries, as well as establishing the Carnegie Institute of Technology and building Carnegie Hall, just to name a few. We are honored to get to speak with you tonight and thank you for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, can we please have another round of applause for Mr. Andrew Carnegie?
Thank you for allowing me to be here.